What's up, guys? This is Brave, and I am back to review Ready to Love. This is season 6, episode 2. No, I did not review the first episode because honestly, there wasn't much there. All we did was see the new arrivals. There's only 14 people now, but there's going to be people coming in and out with these blind dates. And yeah, that was pretty much it. The first people who went home was Fernando. I saw that coming once the rest of the men start showing up. I'm sorry, his attractiveness was not there, as well as his communication. Like, the conversations he was having with these ladies, no thank you. The first lady who went home was Keena. I knew Keena was going to go home because she looked like she was ready to go. Like, I can't lie. I don't think she thought that they were going to be filming that long. And she probably wore like some cheap Zara heels. Well, not cheap, because y'all know Zara can be a little pricey. But you know what I mean. Like, she probably wore some little Zara heels and realized her feet was going to be hurting for the rest of the day. She just wanted a seat the whole time. I don't think she really wanted to interact with those men. But let's jump right into this episode. First off, you already know we're starting with a brunch. We always have a brunch after they all meet. And here's the thing. We see Joy and Clifton. They've already hit it off. Then we see Wiley sitting with Tiffany, right? I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. And next thing you know, Dakia sits down. I hope I'm saying her name right. Dakia sits down. Oh, Tiffany has a problem. Like, why does she have to sit here, blah, 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 in her confessional? But next thing you know, Dimitri is sitting there. And I'm just like, well, girl, it's a table for 4. Why are you tripping if this lady sat down? But I think this is why. Because Dakia happened to ask Wiley, like, hey, I ain't trying to, put you on blast or put you on the spot, but is your dad Chuck Brown? And at first he tried to deny it, but of course he's like, yeah, that's my dad, but I don't try to lead with that, because his dad actually was the creator of go-go music, which, as we all know, that is a DC sound. That's actually pretty cool, though, that's who his father is. But I understand why he doesn't want to lead with that. Absolutely. Next thing you know, Tommy comes strolling in. They clapping it up for him as always. And he lets them know that, yes, there were 2 people who just left yesterday, but we're going to have some blind dates. And we're going to see who's going to go on this date. He ends up choosing Laverne, and he chooses Ace. Now, you guys, when y'all look at Laverne, now follow me, please follow me. When I look at Laverne at this point, he is giving me Quad's ex-husband from Married to Medicine, but like upgraded. What was that meant? Dr. G. He is giving me the better upgraded version of Dr. G. Do y'all see it? Or am I tripping? Y'all let me know in the comments. But anyways, so Laverne and Ace, they are going to go on these blind dates with these new cast members, right? Cool. I kind of like that he chose Laverne, who's very talkative. And then you also have Ace, who seems very quiet and very mellow. So we'll see how these dates go, right? Now, one thing that I noticed is that at one point when they're having a conversation, it was like Clifton and Ace and Laverne. Laverne was kind of going on and on about how, peaceful and just all these great things about Ace. And I'm just like, he's really feeling her. I want to see Laverne and Ace on a date. But let's go ahead and move on, because there was more things happening at this brunch. Starting off with Dakia. I feel like I have seen Dakia talk to Demetrius a lot within the past 2 episodes. Because when they all met at the mixer or whatever at the house, she talked to him a lot. And then on this episode, they talked at the brunch. They sat down together, all this stuff. And she's over here telling him that he walked around with BDE. He walked around with big dick energy. I said, girl, now you giving him a lot. He may be a chocolate man with a nice suit on and a beard, but baby, you are giving this man a lot, and he ain't gave you shit. And follow me, y'all. I'm sorry, but we are so used to the men doing the bare minimum to show these ladies that they have any interest in them. Now, there's one guy, I will say that he is definitely letting it be known who he's interested in, and I'm going to get to him in a second. But at this rate, especially once Demetrius said something later on in this episode, I said, boy, are you interested in anybody? Because later on, we see him having a conversation with Precious, and Precious is like, oh, I really want to, maybe go out on a date with you. And he's like, yeah, we can make that happen. As if he was not interested in that woman. Now, I don't know if he wasn't interested or that's just how he is, but I don't know. Something about Demetrius, I don't know if his person is here. But let's move on. We have Wiley and Dakia having a conversation. She's like, I didn't mean to bust you out there, but it's just that I guess his features really look like his dad. And he's like, no, it's cool, whatever. Next thing you know, he starts flirting with her. And, she was like, boy, you better stop. It was one of those situations. And I was like, okay, we'll see where this goes. Because at the end of the day, Wiley and Dakia walked out of that building holding hands. And just walked their asses down the street. I said, oh, what's this right here? Okay. Now, keep in mind, if they were walking out, that means it's the end of the brunch, right? Baby, Clifton said he did not get enough time with Joy. Keep in mind, we saw them have breakfast together. Like they were eating together. But baby, he literally stopped. It was like, I don't care what they doing, referring to like the film crew. Like they can be packing up, doing whatever they gonna do. But I'm about to get about 5 minutes with you. And I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Clifton is putting in the effort to show Joy that he is interested in her. That's what I like to see. All right, now, y'all, let's jump on over to these blind dates, okay? First, we have Laverne and Carmen. Carmen, she seems like she has that I'm a boss type attitude. That's like the norm now. Every woman is a boss. That's not to shade anybody, but I just think it's hilarious that everyone's some type of boss and boss babe or whatever they want to call themselves. So she comes through or whatever. She has a great body on her. I thought that I was going to like her because the way she presented herself with Laverne is not exactly who we got in that group date. So when she was with Laverne, they were just like talking about all these things that they had in common. Like she's been divorced, he's been divorced. He has 2 kids, she has 1 child. She was in the Air Force. He was in the Air Force. She works out. He, of course, was a bodybuilder. Now, baby, I'm sorry. When that man stood up and turned his ass around and she decided to go ahead and touch them cheeks, I said, oh, no. That right there is my red flag. Sir, I'm not touching your ass because you think you have buns of steel. Yes, that is like a 90s reference, buns of steel. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I said, Quad, come get your ex-husband because I need him to go sit down somewhere. But like I said, these two, they hit it off though, right? But again, this is not who she presented later on. Now let's jump on over to Ace because she is on a date, y'all. Here comes Cornelius. And here's the thing. First off, I did not think we were going to get another Cornelius. I said, oh, Lord, not that name again. I thought we retired that last season. Now, here come Buddy, a.k.a. Cornelius. He comes strolling down the street, baby, with this pink polo on. He had on these loose, baggy jeans. And I was just like, no. That outfit was trash. And I feel like the ladies are going to be like, oh, he's like a teddy bear. Baby. But this man got some red flags. And I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Okay? So he sit down with Ace, right? Keep in mind, Ace is looking nice or whatever. Her dress was very short. But I said, okay, girl, you got the legs for it. So they first start talking about mental health. And how, it's so great. And all this stuff, right? But here's the thing. I think that those two people were on two different pages when we're talking about mental health. I feel like Ace has actually done the work. And I feel like Buddy over here, he probably went to a couple of sessions. And that was about it. I don't know, something about his energy. I feel like he stayed with that conversation because he knew that that's where she was at. So he said, you know what, let me meet her where she at. So, next thing you know, they're talking about like, oh, you know, what do you want in like a relationship, or like what's important to you? Buddy talking about some money, sex, ocean breezes. And I'm just like, okay, if that's your top priorities. Then we get to the confessional. And he talking about some, you know, basically, men out here, y'all need to go ahead and always have good sex, because why should you settle for mediocrity? I said, sir, get out my face with this. Because if anyone has had to settle over the years, it has been women. Women have been offered all types of mediocre dick, okay? So don't be sitting up here acting like men are really getting played out here. Goodbye, sir. So, as their date continued, though, you know, they seem to like each other, I guess. But we'll see if there's any second date that happens. Now, when she did leave, he did watch her walk away. I said, come on, Loretta Devine from Waiting to Exhale. Okay. So now let's jump on over to some of these other dates that happen. All right, so we have Paul and Joy. They go out on a date together. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I'm sorry, I do not see it for P.O. I do not. I don't see it for Popeye. I don't see it for Paul at all. I just feel like he's such an old man. No, thank you. But anyways, they're on this date. Yes, he did remember the type of drink that she wants. However, there was no connection here, because he's like, you know, so about settling down. And she's like, listen, I'm a singer. I am on the road. I am busy. And here's the thing. I feel like, yes, most people who come on this show, they are ready to settle down. They're not trying to, you know, be all over the place. They want someone to be at home with them. But we also have some people who come on this show who are, yes, looking for love. But, hey, I want to travel. I want to go out and do all this stuff. And I've noticed that there's been more women who have been, you know, the ones who don't want to be at home. Because remember that one season where we had two women who were flight attendants? They were not trying to leave their jobs just so that they could sit at home and have some kids. No. So, hopefully, Joy and Clifton, because they have this great connection, hopefully that will work out for them. You know, maybe he doesn't want someone who's sitting at home all day. We shall see when they have that conversation, if they show that conversation. But nonetheless, those two on two different pages. Now, let's jump on over to Clifton and Dakia, though. Baby, we starting off with the sexual talk. First off, I forgot to mention, Potomac. Y'all are some freak nasty sexual people. Because there has been so many sexual innuendos, so many mentions of body parts that I'm just like, okay, what are we doing here? Is this the show that we're doing? Okay. So, like I said, Clifton and Dakia, they are starting off with the sexual conversation because he happened to ask her, how does she feel about premarital sex? And she is not here for that. Oh, I'm sorry, she's not here for that. She is not here for not test driving, okay? Baby girl says she is not at this big age and not trying to get the D, okay? Now, one thing about this is that I feel like a lot of times the men are always leading the sexual conversation. But I'm just like, at this big age, I thought y'all would have more to talk about. No? Okay. But yeah, they seem to really hit it off. But Clifton, he did mention that, you know, Dakia is cool. I can have some fun with her. But Joy is still where he's at. And I was like, oh, okay. You are really feeling Joy if you are still saying that, you know, even though I went on this date, baby girl, I still got my eyes on you. Now, let's talk about this ping pong date, y'all. Paul and Cornelius, okay? You have these two guys with Precious, Tiffany, and Sabrina. Me personally, I hate the uneven numbers on dates. I always hate that. Now, why is Paul playing ping pong so hard? Sir, you may have been a fucking nerd playing ping pong in high school, but I need for you to chill out. Like, chill out. Like, was this the one sport that you were good at? Relax. But anyways, after they play this little game of ping pong or whatever, 3-on-2, who does that? But anyways, we see Paul, and he's talking to Precious, and it seems like she likes him. I say, "Oh, girl, get your taste together." And then later on, we see Tiffany, and she joins in the conversation because she is done talking to Cornelius. Here's why. She asks Cornelius, all these questions, just trying to get to know him. And, she's like, are you looking for a life partner or are you looking for a wife? Because there is a difference. And he's like, it's whatever. Like, whatever she want to do, I'm good with it. And then she rephrased. She said, but I'm asking you, what do you want? And he's like, well, I'm good however which way. So she's like, well, you know what? I want to be a wife. So, yeah, that's not going to work for me. Now, according to him, there was a problem with her response. To me, not really. You're just not the man for me. Because if you want to play around and play house, that's not what I'm going for. I want a husband. So why would I waste my time with you when I can be, dating someone who wants to marry somebody? Make it make sense. But next thing you know, she dragged her tail on over there to Paul. And I said, girl, why you go over there? This man gonna ask her, are you into spoken word? And she says, no, not really. I said, baby, if he about to bust out in spoken word like old boy did on the last episode, last season, I can't take this. Oh, I cannot take this. Because you mean to tell me that in the DMV area, spoken word is still like a love language? All right. So he ends up asking her, so if you were to do spoken word, what would your poem be called? Negro, what? What are you talking about? Then he went on to ask her if she greets the people who work at the grocery store. I said, greets them? You act like she the Walmart greeter. What the fuck are you talking about? So either way, she was not trying to answer the weak questions. I'm sorry, his questions were terrible. But according to Paul, he says that, Tiffany is all on the surface level. Now, let's jump on over to this other group date, which was Clifton, Tori, Ace, Carmen, and Joy, right? Now, one thing that I appreciated about Joy and Clifton is that they already know that they're locked in, like they are really interested in each other, and they still allowed each other to go on this group date and see what other people are talking about. I actually love that. They were not a Camille and Cornelius, I'll tell you that. So, one thing that stood out to me was Carmen and them contacts. I said, girl, what year are you in? If you don't get those beauty supply store contacts up out your eyes and cut the foolishness, then you have the audacity to have ice blue. Ice blue, girl? Who do you think you are? Like, what were you doing? Now, Clifton, he was like, yeah, her body is banging. But, baby, once he saw them eyes, it was over. He ain't thinking about that girl no more. Now, what I did not like about her is that she had some little, remarks to say in her confessionals that I was not feeling. When she met Tori, she had already judged him. Was like, yeah, I don't like dreads like that or locks like that. Judgment, yeah, I'm judging, girl. However she worded that. Then when they were playing golf, she decided to say, yeah, I told Clifton to hold my hair because, it's real hair. And, a lot of the ladies, they're not wearing their real hair out here. I'm just like, ma'am, how old are you? Like, you sound like a damn high schooler. Actually, a middle schooler. Go get you some business about yourself. Because the way that you out here down on the other ladies, I don't like that at all. And while we playing around with her, you have Ace, who's like, oh, we got another baddie and all this stuff. Like, Ace is very, like, for women, for everybody. You know, clearly she wants everyone to find love. It's just such a difference when you see Carmen versus Ace. So, it's interesting to me because Ace, she went to go sit down somewhere. Like, she noticed that they were kind of coupling off. So she's like, you know what? Why would I sit up here and try to act like the third wheel, which I respect? Why am I going to sit up here and act like the third wheel when I go get me a drink? I can go text one of these other dudes who's on this show. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock her for that. Now, what I did like is that Clifton came by just to check on her and make sure everything was good. And, you know, she was like, you know, y'all were connected, making y'all connection. I ain't trying to interfere with that. Now, I can see two sides of this. Yes, this is a competition. She shouldn't kind of put herself in a box to be like, oh, I'll let that person kind of, you know, do their thing while I'll sit over here. But I also realize that Ace is a grown woman. Ace is not trying to compete for a man's attention. Ace is not trying to be like, hey, look at me. She's not that girl. If you catch her vibe, you catch her vibe. If you don't, hey, you lost it. But I can appreciate that about her. Now, let's hop on over to Tori and Joy, because I did not enjoy any of this conversation. Baby, once they was over there talking about some, do you like to feel it in your kidneys and all types of stuff? I said, whoa, baby, this is the first date. God damn, like, wait a second. I understand things can get sexual in these conversations, or like there can be like a sexual joke, but not do you want to feel it on your kidneys? Like, girl, what? I mean, boy, what? Tori, slow down. And then he tells me, I'm trying to get a deeper connection with you. Boy, how deep you trying to get up in there? I feel like I was about to listen to an old Plies song. Hell, Plies a Pretty Ricky. I said, whoa. What's all of this? But yeah, and I find it interesting that Joy wasn't even really interested in that man like that. She is still interested in Clifton, because at the end of the date, both of them came back by each other and was like, yeah, this was cool, but I wasn't really feeling him like that. And he like, yeah, she alright, but she ain't you. I'm like, okay. Okay, Clifton and Joy, I can respect this completely. Now let's go ahead and move on. You already know the guys are meeting up so they can figure out which ladies are going to be in the bottom. Baby. We already know who's in everybody's top. That's cute or whatever. Now, a lot of people said Dakia. Of course, you know, Joy's name is in there. You know, a couple of other names are thrown in. Now, what took me out was Paul talking about the kid like to be thugged out after 9 p.m. I said, what the fuck does that mean? Like, are you trying to say that, like, even though she give you class on in the daytime, at nighttime she want a hood nigga? Like, what was that supposed to mean? Y'all, what was that supposed to mean? Somebody come get Paul. Come get police officer. Come get parole officer. Come get the postman, y'all. Somebody come get this man. Talk about he deliver. He delivered them jokes. And them weird questions. But anyways. Now, like I said, a lot of people said Dakia, they were feeling her. When it came to who the guys weren't feeling, though, a lot of people said that they were not feeling Tiffany. They were not feeling her. It didn't help that Cornelius had his story as well as Paul had his story about her. So we already knew she was going to be on chopping block. Now, did y'all catch that Demetrius said he was not feeling Dakia, even though he done played in her face for 2 days? Okay, he done played in her face for 2 days talking about I don't know if she's going to be able to take that boss hat off. No, you're intimidated. I feel like the reason why you're not interested in Dakia anymore is because you realize baby girl got options. It's multiple men out here checking for her. Okay? Even though she has some eyes on you, you got some competition out here, baby. And I feel like that is the problem with Demetrius. I'm telling y'all, I got my eyes on him. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Now, they talk about some who else? Oh, Ace. The guys were not feeling Ace. Wiley talking about some, man, all she do is talk about yoga. That's all I know about her is yoga. And, baby, when I tell you Vern came through, okay? Listen, look, Big Vern, okay? I gotta call him Big Vern at this point. Big Vern came through for Ace. He said, listen, she is everything. She is Michelle Obama. She is Beyonce. She is Oprah. Baby girl is giving Jill Scott. I said, oh, is she? Is she giving Jill energy? She doing things to the microphone? Is that what she giving? But anyways, everybody's like, yeah, I ain't get that energy. Okay? I don't know what you're talking about, bruh. So even Tommy's like, listen, between Big Vern and P.O. over here, y'all do a lot. Y'all doing a whole lot. And they are. They definitely are. But when it came down to who was in the bottom, we had Ace and we had Tiffany. Now, y'all, why they let P.O. talk to Tiffany? Why they do that to that girl? Y'all already know he stressed her out with all them questions. And when they met up, it was still a lot of questions. But she just wants more of a go with the flow. How was your day? How was work? Those are her type of conversations. Very surface. He lets her know, hey, the guys feel like you're not ready to love. She's like, who not ready to love? Girl, you're not ready. So she's pissed off, even though she swear that she wasn't. And that outfit that she had on was trash. She skedaddles. Now, when it came to Ace and Wiley, y'all, I was hella confused. Because when it came time to tell when it came time for Wiley to tell Ace that, they're going to keep her around, why did that man get up? Why did he get up and get in her face like that? I'm like, you could have told her that from across the table. But I guess, so Ace stays, Tiffany goes, and that was the end of the episode. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.